Hi, this is David with David's Tutorials. In this video, I'm going to show you how to resize images for the internet on your Mac for free. Now, before we get started showing you how to resize the images, I know you have two questions in your mind. The first one being, what should I resize them to? And the second one, why should I do this? What you should resize them to, I'm going to tell you right up front, 1,000 pixels wide. Now, a pixel is a picture element, or basically a dot on your screen. Whatever screen you're looking at, a dot is a pixel. And images on the internet are always referred to in pixels. You may hear people talking about DPI or dots per inch. That's only for print. That does not apply to screens. Okay, let's say we want to resize to 1,000 pixels. Why should we want to resize to 1,000 pixels? Consider this. I have looked at YouTube HD quality, which is 1280 pixels wide by 720 pixels tall. Now, they always give picture dimensions, the width first, followed by the height. Now, I have looked at these 1280 by 720 pixel images on my 55-inch TV, and they were perfectly clear. This tells me that if you are not watching on anything that is wider than 55 inches, you don't need more than 1280 pixels wide. In most cases, you only need 1,000, and I'm 99% sure 1,000 pixels is going to be perfectly adequate in all cases. Most people, where do they watch internet? 60% of the people watch it on their phones with tiny screens. 99% of everybody else watches it on where their laptop or their desktop and their screen there. And those screens rarely go more than 26, 27 inches wide. They do have them wider than that. Some people watch on TV and they watch it at 55 inches wide. You still only need 1,000 pixels wide. Now, the next question, why should I want to resize my images to no wider than 1,000 pixels? Why can't I just upload my full resolution image? The answer to that is file size and download times. Statistics show that most people, when they're on the internet, if a page takes too long to load, they just click away and they go somewhere else. And you don't want that to happen on your web page. You want your images to load very quickly. And if you upload a huge image, multi-megabytes in file size, it's going to take a longer time to load. The bigger it is, the longer time it takes. Now, how much can you reduce a file size by reducing the pixel width? Let me show you in this quick clip. You can see here we have a map of the solar eclipses of 2023 and 24. This is downloaded from NASA. And here you can see that this original image is 5,400 pixels by 2,700 pixels, and it is 24.6 gigabytes in size. I have reduced the size of it to where it is 1,000 pixels by 500 pixels, and you can see the new size of this image is only 1.2 megabytes. This is a reduction to about 5% of the original size. This is one good reason you always want to resize your images before uploading them to the internet. So you can see with some of these larger images, you can get the file size down to 5% of what it was before, and that is a major improvement. So which would you rather do? Sit there and twiddle your thumbs and tap your foot on the floor and roll your eyes at the ceiling while you wait for a 24 megabyte picture to load on your screen? Or would you rather have the almost instantaneous loading of a 1 megabyte or smaller image? I know the answer to that. Let's go ahead now and get into how can we resize all of our images, both individually and in a batch. Okay, here we are in the Mac Finder in OS Mac. It's the latest version that I was able to get. And you can see I have taken all of my test files and I have copied them over into a test1 folder. Now, one of the things that you need to do is make copies of the files that you want to resize and put them in their own folder. This is for two reasons. Number one, when you resize the files, it changes their file size, and you don't want to delete the files that you originally had. You want to keep their original resolution, and that way you're only doing copies. And the second reason is so that you can gather files from many different locations and put them in a single folder. And I'll show you why that's important here in just a moment. Now, the software we're going to use to resize these files is the intrinsic or built-in preview app on the Mac OS. Let's go ahead and take a look at this first file. It's called Azaleas. If you just double-click on it or click on it and press enter, then it will open up in the previewer, and you can see this is an image of Azaleas. If you want to resize this image, you simply come up to the Tools item on the menu bar, drop that down, and click Adjust Size. Adjust Size then brings up the Adjust Size dialog, and you can see here you can set the width and the height. This padlock icon will help you maintain the proportions or the aspect ratio. If you click on the padlock icon, you can see it unchecked the Scale Proportionally checkbox. I'm going to go ahead and click that and watch what happens. We wanted our images to be no more than 1,000 pixels wide, so I'm going to enter 1,000, and you can see the height scaled itself proportionally. Now, I am not going to save this because I'm going to show you how we do this in a batch. But if you wanted to save it, you just click on the OK button and it saves it. But in this case, I'm going to click Cancel, and I'm going to press Command Q to quit the Previewer app. Now, on these particular images, I'm going to show you how to select all of them and open them all up. I'm going to select the bottom one, hold the Shift key, and go up 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's a total of 6 images. You can't just click on these. If you double click, it will select a single one. So you right click on it and you select Open, and it will open up all 6 of these images in the preview window. Now, one of the things you need to remember is that you need to resize the portrait mode images separately from the landscape mode images. All of the images here are landscape mode except this one, which is portrait mode. And we go on down and we see the rest of these are the landscape images. And we're going to go back up to the top. And let's go ahead and resize the portrait mode image first. Just like in a single image, and we could do this with multiple images, we're going to go to the Tools menu item, click Adjust Size, and I'm going to click the long side to be 1,000 pixels. It's right now 3888. Back it up, and I'm going to put in 1,000 pixels tall. And that makes it, as you can see, 667 pixels wide. And when I click OK, you can see the image is now significantly resized. Now let's resize the portrait images. I'm going to select the first one, and I hold down Command and I click on each of the other images, and you can see that their title line gets highlighted and it shows those images are selected, but the portrait mode image is not. At this point, I again go to the Tools menu and I drop down and click on Adjust Size. Now on all of these, there are multiple values, and I want to set the width to 1,000 pixels. And that's all there is to it. I keep the lock icon clicked so it scales it proportionally, and I click OK. Now we can go through each of these images and we can see that they are much smaller than they were before. I'm going to show you one other thing. Okay, let's take a look at this Salt Lake City image. Let's look at Command I Information. We're on the Information tab, and we can see the pixel height is 3,000 and something, and the width is 4,000 and something, and the file size is 6.3 megabytes. We'll Command Q out of that. Now let's go back over to the Test 1 folder where the resized images are, and we'll double click on the Salt Lake City image, and we'll do a Command I Information. We don't need to because it's already open. I guess I didn't close it before. And we can see that this one is only 488 kilobytes. So you can see the file size is significantly reduced. And if I wanted to make this much larger, we can see that the resolution is still quite good. So that's all you need to know right now about resizing files on a Mac, both single files and multiple files. Let me mention, so far we've had no entries at all in our $100 contest. Remember, I'm going to give away this $100 bill to the first person who accurately tells me where the background video is on my video number. You tell me where the background image came from, and you could win $100. There's only a few days left. I believe as I'm making this video, it's the 1st of July, 2023, and the contest ends at the end of this month. Go ahead and watch that video and enter the contest. Well, that's all I have for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Leave me a comment to let me know how well you like this video and how much use you're going to be able to get out of it. Also, give me the thumbs up to let me know that you enjoyed this video. And as always, I appreciate everyone who has subscribed to this channel. If you're not already a subscriber, go ahead right now, click that subscribe button and then the bell icon, and YouTube will let you know by email whenever we post another great video right here on David's Tutorials and Vlog channel. Take care, everybody, and have yourselves an absolutely wonderful rest of your day.